Welcome, and today I'm going to show you how and why you would want to change your grind settings on the XS9 Jura machine. So there's essentially two major things you can do on any coffee machine to change the flavor of the coffee, right? Obviously with the exception of changing your beans. So number one, you can change your strength setting, and that's super simple to do. And what that does, if you make your coffee stronger, all it is, it increases the grinder time and allows for more coffee to go into the brewing unit and essentially makes your concentration stronger than before, and obviously vice versa when it comes to weaker. Now that changes the strength of the coffee, but it doesn't change the flavor. The biggest thing you can do to actually change the flavor is actually to change your grinder setting, and that's to play between coarseness and fineness. And what that actually does when you change your grinder setting, the coarser you go, the easier it is for the water to go through the coffee. And one, the coffee comes out quicker, and number two, you get a lot less flavor that way because it's not in contact with the coffee for a long time. Now, the one plus side of that, besides for the speed, is that you get very little bitterness that way, because one of the last flavors to come out is bitterness. So if you can kind of eliminate that process, you get very little bitterness, but at the expense of losing out on a lot of flavor. Conversely, if you make it now super fine, the water has a super hard time getting through the coffee and you get all the flavors out. And that's typically like an expert mode, to leave it on the finest grind setting, and it's something I would recommend. But having done that, you do get a lot more bitterness. So it's up to you to kind of play around with that and see which is the taste that you'd like. All right, so now we're looking at the top of the machine, and here's our bean hopper. And behind the bean hopper, I have our grinder dial. And as you can see, we have kind of large circles this side, small circles that side, and the large circles denote a really coarse grind, and the smaller we go is the finer the grind we go. Now, what I'm going to do now is make it the finest grind possible, so I'm going to turn it counterclockwise so that the smallest little circle is on this dial pointer. But very important to remember that we must only change the grinder while the machine's grinding, otherwise you can damage the grinder. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to press an espresso, and while it's grinding, I'm then going to move it around. So here we go. And there we are. So it's super simple, and you can play around between coarseness and grindness, see which is your taste, and that's how you change really the grinder on any Jura coffee machine. Changing the grinder makes the biggest difference out of any things you can do on the machine, so give it a bash, see how it goes for you, and let us know what you think. Thanks so much.